Hi, everyone. How's everyone doing? Good morning, Mike. How are you? Mike Zaccardi is going to be with us at the bottom of the hour. Writes for the financial media everywhere. Hi, Ted. How are you? Let's take a look around. Day before the last trading day of the year. So here we go. Everyone doing okay? All right, so I was looking at US dollar yen, and we're coming off a little bit, but you know, this is short term. It might have to do some work, but I've been looking for one more new high. Unless there's going to be a big reversal here in the next 48 hours, new highs look like a layup here, unless there's a failure today. And then, you know, Aussie is acting pretty good. So if you're in the camp that the dollar hasn't peaked yet, there is going to be a time where there might be one more push lower. I still don't think this is a low in Aussie. And with the yen possibly coming up towards this third drive, I'd like to get Blake's opinion on it and Steve's opinion on it. And risk on is still happening. I was looking at this Aussie yen, which, you know, came off during risk, and looking at the weekly chart and looking at the weekly, looks like it could make, you know, another charge up here, or we're getting close to a failing rally. But a new high up here in, say, S&P's trade 4,900, that perhaps we have a new high coming up here in Aussie yen that could be a good way to play a reaction in the S&Ps in the currency markets. So I want to wish everyone, yeah, I think the way the metals came back yesterday was, I didn't think they'd come back as much. But I look at the weekly, and unless something big happens, the gold is still, you know, 15 bucks off the, it's like mid-range on the week. Okay. You could be right. So we'll see. Oil, you know, not making a lot of upside progress here. Could be a pullback here. Even if it's a bottom, why can't we pull back one more time, put in another higher low? So this is a tough area right here between here and 79 for WTI. And of course, here's the S&Ps. And my line in the sand is this 4740 level. This high, we shouldn't be back underneath it. There's a 9-day too. So a nice engulfing candle, bullish on the monthly. Okay, we have a you know, pretty sophisticated audience, some good traders that come here. Let's look at the gold monthly. I don't know. It's like an inside month, and the 2-month off number is 1782. So, gosh, that's what it held, 1788. Now, that's a coin toss to me. My bias is to the downside. One more time, because I don't think the dollar has bottomed. There's your weekly. That's pretty neutral too. So we'll see. I'll be glad for all the hedge fund guys to come back. They've been gone most of the month. They squared their books, so the markets become real again next week, Tuesday, I believe, because Monday is a bank holiday here in the U.S. and I think in Europe. Is that correct, Blake?
I'm sorry, I missed what you said, Dale.
I just said there's going to be a bank holiday in the U.S. and Europe on Monday.
Yeah, actually everywhere, pretty much.
Everywhere.
I was surprised by that. And then I even looked at my kids' schedules, and they are off on Monday as well. So it's like, oh, yeah.
So the markets? Yeah, markets are closed. Stock market closed too, or not?
Yeah, I'm assuming everything is. It's a bank holiday all the way around. So let me see.
Weird.
Just check that out.
Weird day for
NYSE holiday hours. Let's see. Just FYI.
Open, Mike said.
Huh?
The New York Stock Exchange is open, even though the banks are closed.
The NYSE is closed.
Oh, okay, Mike. Well, we have conflicting.
I'm looking at. Oh no, I'm sorry. 2022. What is? Oh, I was looking at 2023. It was Monday, January 2nd. No, it looks like NYSE is open. I think he's right. He's right. Let me.
Okay, there could be. Might be some.
It's weird.
There.
It's a weird year. Like, I expected everything to be open on Monday. When we were originally started talking about this a week or two ago, talking about like, okay, well, here the holidays are coming. What days do we need to keep the broadcast going and blah, blah, blah. I actually just assumed that everything was open on Monday. I did. And let me see really quick.
You know what they say, assumption is the mother of all screw-ups.
Or when you make an assumption, you make an ass out of you and me. Get it? Ass out of
nice.
You and me.
When you assume, yeah.
Let's see.
Okay.
New Year's Day 2021 closed Friday. So what? I guess markets are open. I guess they are. It's weird. It's weird, but like I said, it's a bank holiday everywhere. So no currencies aren't going to be moving. So if anything, maybe there'll be some movement in equities. I don't know. It's just one of those weird years. Like I said, when I originally started looking around, I was like, what? Everything's what? Everything's closed. I thought that was kind of strange. But it's whatever. The way we look at it here at ForexAnalytix, and what we've always done is during these holidays, if we are closed or let's say we're not broadcasting, we can throw up and will throw up an impromptu webinar. And we've done that in the past, and I can't remember specifically when we've done it, but I know we've done it because, if the markets are moving, we've had certain days that we've taken off from a broadcast, and when you're off and then things start moving aggressively, all of a sudden, we're like, hey, let's do an impromptu webinar. And we've done it over the years. So I can't remember, put my finger on exactly which one. Maybe Stelios would remember, but we've done it in the past.
I don't remember, but yeah.
Yeah. So even though we won't be broadcasting on Monday, if crap hits the fan, we will we'll be here. So don't worry, we're not too far away from a microphone. So and get you guys up to speed on what the hell's going on.
I have a holster for mine, Blake. I wear a headset, so I can't have a holster, but yeah. A holster for your microphone.
Oh,
like a sidearm, okay. You got your mic in there. You could just, draw at any time. All right.
You jokester. So, hey, well, Stelio said, welcome back. You've been
Hello.
gone for a few days, and it's not like, I know you have been around, but you've had family visiting in from London. So, welcome back. Is your brother in the industry as well?
Yeah. He's been, he's not a trader, he's on the sales side, and he has been for about 20 years now. So he's a Deutsche now, and he used to be at UBS and Merrill, and we actually used to work about 10 meters away from each other on the trading floor at Merrill in London for a while. That was fun.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's really cool. So tell us what your thoughts are here. Do you have any thoughts? I mean, or are you just like, I'm just here just to be here because I hadn't been here? But
I think these are the days to take off.
Does it look like anything's changed at all still?
No,
when you look at the board?
When I look at the board, well, the price action of these days, I'm not going to really pay too much attention to it. The year end is not really representative, but I'm going to reiterate what I said last week. I think the trade for 2021 was to be long dollars, and I have to give credit to Blake because he has been long dollars, and he has been talking about the rationale behind being long dollars throughout the year, and that was a very good trade. I think 2022 is probably, and I know I'm a big contrarian in saying this, is probably going to be the year to be long euros. And we saw.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did that just come out of me? Sorry.
We saw today Spanish inflation 6.7% year on year. We've seen German inflation way above target. Even countries like Greece and Spain, and who traditionally have ever since joining the euro, obviously not when they had their own currencies, they have very low inflation. It's creeping up, and the ECB is going to take notice. And what I really like about being long euros in general, I'm not yet, but I wanna start scaling into positions, is that the fact that the markets basically are pricing absolutely nothing for the ECB. The ECB is dovish, will always be dovish. They're never going to taper, never hike, never anything. And I love it when the market goes one way, like that. And I think it's going to be a great risk reward trade to be long euros. Now, against which currency? That's the big question. I think the pound is one. The dollar is probably another one. The pound I really like, and I've said this so many times. When we get to the low 83s euro pound, I want to start buying, and we're almost there. I've been patient on that, and I think long
Really
euros, the old Giselle trade. Yes, Anthony.
Patience of Job.
Yeah, but remember when Giselle said, "I only want to get paid in euros," is when the euro was really strong. Everybody loved it. Yeah. That's your sign that you don't want to be holding it. Right. What are my favorite positions? I want to get long euro pound. I'm getting close to the levels where I want to start buying the low 83s. I might even start buying before year end, like today or tomorrow, but I'm probably going to be a bit more patient. I think euro dollar as well. I want to be selling. So I've said this for a while that the Dixie, you remember when it was 90 something, 91, yeah. I was saying a 96.10, that 50% fib is a big target. And yes, it's gone above a little bit, but really it's been within the vicinity now for a while. And we might get another flush higher. Maybe. I think if we do, it's going to be short lived. I don't have that much conviction on the euro dollar. That's why I'm not looking at it. So I don't have a specific level yet to short. But as I said before, euro pound, I really want to be buying low 83s. And also,
wait, do you know what else Giselle is long right now?
Tom Brady.
She's long Tom Brady. She's long.
Kryptos.
They're making crypto commercials. So
they all are. Yeah.
I mean, so look, I'm actually a believer in crypto. I believe it's like in the fabric, getting woven as we speak into the fabric of the world. the world. And I actually, I think this is, you guys have heard me say this, for the last couple of years. I believe this is .com bubble 2.0, but I will remind everybody that, if you look at, let me just here.
Look at the companies that are now the biggest in the world. They're all
Let me just take you, because when I first started trading equities back in the 90s, in the mid 90s, Amazon was one of my staples, right? So just, you can see right here, went public in 97, and I was trading it right in the early days. And let's just go ahead and go back to 97. Okay. This is 97, 99, 01.
Yeah.
And that's today. So, and this is a 3-month chart. I believe we are somewhere in this cycle right here with Kryptos. Wow. So, there is going to be a reckoning of Kryptos. I mean, so let me, and I'm sorry, Stell, I didn't mean to totally cannibalize your.
No. We're talking here, right? So it's good.
Yeah. But I don't want to cannibalize everything here, but I just wanted to say, when my teenage kids are buying Dogecoin, and funny thing is, actually, Forex Gal asked me yesterday, and I didn't get a chance to answer because we ran out of time. She asked me how my son is doing trading. My 17-year-old son, he's didn't show as much and has not shown as much interest in trading the markets as my younger son. My younger son trades every day. Every day he is trading, but he's only trading equities now. So he buys and sells, I don't want to say penny stocks, but cheaper companies, like less expensive stocks. Cause he's got he's got like a couple grand in his account, but he started with like $1,000 or $800 or something. So he buys and sells and, tries to make 50, $60 a day. And then, he's done with it. Right. That's my 14-year-old. My 17-year-old, he's like, he's one of the
soccer.
He doesn't play sports. He is more of a follower, thinker wise. Right. So my younger son is more of the independent, free, he's really more independent. My older one is more of the follower. So my older one's like, well, I bought Dogecoin because everybody says that cryptocurrencies are.
Because he wants to sell higher, basically.
And I'm going to buy it. And, you never know, 20 years from now, it could be worth, like 100 times as much. That's his theory, right? That's the extent of it. And I have to say, he is probably in the same camp as 90% of all crypto investors right now that have just been buying crap coin.
Don't call them investors. Come on.
They're people that are putting all their money into shit coins. Excuse my language. They, if you got kids, earmuffs, kids, but they're putting them into crap coins, and they just assume that this crap coin is going to be like, worth something. Well, you know what? Everybody did the same thing in the .com bubble, myself included. I've got several $100,000 of worthless investment paper in my office of companies that I've invested in the mid 90s. I had no idea what I was doing. And all those companies have gone bankrupt. The same thing's happening here. And because generations are, you need 20, 30 years to pass to bring in, sucker in a whole new, wave of investing people. I mean, when I was in my mid 20s, I didn't know my left foot from my right foot. I was trading. I figured out the trading concept on price action, but I had no idea how to price a company. And, the crypto market's going through the same thing. So what will happen here is, and I know I've said this a lot over the last couple of years, is, you're going to see these cryptocurrencies like, Bitcoin will stick around. Ethereum probably will stick around, Solera, probably will too. There's going to be use case currencies that will stay, but then you're going to have, all your Doge coins, and I'm just using Doge as an example because I don't know them all. I don't know all 7,000 crap coins that are out there, but 99% of those are going to be gone. And the big ones are going to stay. And because just like Amazon stayed, Yahoo stayed, Dell Computer stayed,
they produce something tangible, something real.
Yeah, it was something different,
something
so
really useful.
So
I think cryptos have been this phase. This is what we've seen the past few years. It's being driven purely by speculation, and obviously it's a great instrument for money laundering and all that. We've talked about this so many times, and it's so easy. It's unregulated. It's digital. Nobody, there's no. Is it taxed in the US? If you have.
Yes,
crypto,
it is.
It is okay. It is now.
I mean,
okay.
how
they actually ask on your tax forms if you've ever had a crypto investment or bought Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Look, 20 years ago, they were trying to tax, currencies and it, like currency trade. Because remember, in the US, you could only start trading FX in 2001. I think it was 2000. The year 2000 is when US investors could actually start trading currencies. So, it's only been, 20 years here in the US as investors. So those first 10 years were, how the hell do we tax these people? And we, you had to ask, and, people would sometimes say or sometimes not say, you know what I mean? Now it's a little bit easier for the IRS to figure all that out. And I think the same thing, just answering your question, Stelios, is, if you trade cryptos, I would suggest that you be forthright and tell the IRS what you're doing.
It's anonymous, isn't it? So you could theoretically not tell them
theoretically you could, I think, get around it, but I sure as hell wouldn't want to be in the IRS, scope and radar, because, you cross that line with the IRS and then, you are forever in their scope. So good luck with that. Anyway, so just going roundabout way to answer your question.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. And so Forex Gal asks, what, your son, no Forex? No, currencies don't make as much sense to him. I mean, he's 14 years old. He's so when you talk macroeconomics to him, he's like, huh? And he goes, but then, he does research on like companies. He's like, hey, Dad, I'm buying this, biotech company that's trying to save, try to cure cancer. That's easy for a 14-year-old to grasp that concept. But then you start going, well, son, in the current account of the US, he's like, you know what I mean? It's just kind of like goes, okay, let's talk about interest rates and, bond markets and yields. And let's talk a little bit about the yield curve. Again, he's a 14-year-old kid. He starts to go, does it make sense? I think it makes sense even I think you start talking about that stuff with 6-year-old people, and a lot of them will tune out, right?
Yeah.
Dale's already tuned out. But just kidding. All right. Hey, real quick. I know we got in a little bit of a rabbit hole there talking about cryptocurrencies. I guess the point is I was trying to make is I am a big believer of crypto. I actually think that crypto is a lot like the internet way back in the late 90s. I think there's going to be a massive meltdown in a lot of these altcoins. And there's a question a little earlier, like, what is the use case for cryptos? I think everything's going digital. I don't know if you guys have figured that out yet, but even in the last, I'm trying to think, just the last few years. Let me just ask you this. How many of you carry cash on you now?
Yeah, you're right, Blake.
I haven't carried cash on me other than randomly I get some, I get paid, or somebody, pays me $20 or something. And whenever I have that $20 in my pocket, I end up just putting it in I have a jar, a jar with change in it.
Yeah,
Yeah, and right, Mike says cash only for tipping folks. Look, I don't even. That's the sad thing is if I get like a $5 bill or a $20 bill, I throw it in a little jar. I have a little milk jar that's got a bunch of change in it. And it's funny, I used to fill that thing up 5 years ago. I used to fill that thing up maybe like every couple of years, like I haven't put change in that change jar in the longest time. And every time I get a dollar bill, I'll throw one in there or whatever, like $1 or $2. And then I do keep a couple of dollars usually in my car. So if I see a woman and a child that's homeless, I usually pass them $1 or $2, whatever I got in my car. Whenever I see guys, I usually like, go get a freaking job, but no, I see women and children, they get money. Sorry, that's just the way it is. It sounds a little harsh, but that's what I do. Anyway, but if I have cash in my pocket, it just goes in the little jar here, and I never have it when I need it for tipping. But you're right, I only use it for tipping. So I guess the question is, how are we going digital? We are, right?
We are, but we're going government money digital.
Okay,
That's
but
what I
again,
think.
the blockchain technology is it important? I believe it is. And I think it's going to be really important for transactional reasons, and the technology itself is valuable. That's why I think, if you think we're going to be paying each other in Bitcoin, that I do not agree with. I think that we are going to be in a digital world, and the security of that is going to be directly tied to what's happening with Ethereum and, Solera and some of these and Bitcoin. And, so I think the technology itself is going to be useful. I don't, and I'm not the right person to really discuss everything Bitcoin, but I will tell you, I think that there is something valuable there. And it's just like in the internet, like I was a big believer in the internet. I was not a big believer in, after, when stocks started to fall, it's like, okay, that company doesn't make any money. That company doesn't make any money. That company doesn't make any more. And we started shorting everything. Right. But I mean, there are going to be, the cryptocurrencies that are worthwhile for a reason.
There's a good analog.
So anyway, you guys have heard me say this before, and Stellios, we've talked about this before. It's, I guess, not a bad conversation to have at the very end of the year. What's that?
That was Garrick is saying Bitcoin equals Netscape.
Yeah, I don't know. Netscape stayed around, right? I mean, I do think that there will be the ones that emerge, and but I don't know what those are yet. I can't sit here and go, well, it's Litecoin. Litecoin's going to be the leader here for blah 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 reason. I don't have those. I don't have those answers for you guys.
By the way, Netscape used to be the leading, obviously, web browser, and now they no longer exist. So,
well, didn't it turn into? Wasn't Netscape bought by somebody?
I don't know, but the leader now is Google, and Netscape is nowhere. Anyway,
although Netscape, to be fair, didn't collapse with the bubble, it just got. In essence, Netscape was the let's say victim of the anti.
They were acquired by AOL. Sorry, Steve.
Yeah, of the in the era pre-anti-monopoly rules, and more or less it died back then. Not because of Chrome. There wasn't any Chrome back then, but it's because in essence Microsoft had the embedded, Explorer cell, and if I remember, there was also some difficulties for people that were not really computer literate to use Netscape back then. All right.
But
yes, it used to be a much better browser in its time.
Hey Steve, good to hear your voice. I just by the way, I just looked up and I saw that Dale's guest is here, and I think the other day I stepped in front of your guest for I think it was Katie Stockton. She was here, and I think I stayed an extra 5 minutes or 8 minutes past your start time, and I don't want to do that to your
I
guest
used
today.
to give Steve a chord on the guitar for kind of like a cue.
Yeah, like we.
Remember that?
How about I'll do this like
Yeah.
all right,
something
you're
like
done.
that.
You're done. Okay. And I do have that bell. Matter of fact, that bell might be useful in moving forward.
My guests
So-
are cool. They're you know, I've had no one complain about any, you know.
Yeah,
they're cool.
yeah, I know. I don't want to like take anybody's time, but
Our
really
guests.
quick, I just want to cover just a couple of things, just because, you know, we are, you know, talking about the markets. They are actually moving. I think we're seeing fixing flows coming through the markets right now, and you see that like every hour, you know, during, you know, the London session is still open. I think you're seeing just kind of big pushes. Like this is a 15-minute chart, and the sterling pushed us right into the highs, right into resistance zone around the 135. Now we're coming off after the hour's over. You can see we get a push right into fixes. So being right now in London, that was probably the 1 o'clock fix. K-Man, I know he's listening in, but you know, he's. Hey, K-Man, I know we got a guest that's actually going to start speaking here in just a few seconds, but how common are like hourly fixes?
Well, they are all over the place. End of quarters, end of years. They're all over the place. But
Yeah,
they
so
start
you
at
get
8 a.m. London time, which is the 9 a.m. European time, and then you go out from hour into hour.
yeah,
Now we're
and
gonna
so
have
they're hourly fixes, and when you have very low liquidity, they can move the markets, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
When there's no one in front of a buying order, it goes up. That's it. That's a simple. Forex is simple, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, just I wanted to thank you, K-Man, for your commentary there, and we look forward to hearing more of you. Hey, you know what? Tomorrow morning we're going to be here. Just so you guys know, it is New Year's Eve. I told Dale, I'm like, Dale, you can sleep in, right, Dale, if you want.
Okay.
But we're going to be
Thanks.
here, and you know, I mean, if you guys want to be here with us, we're going to be here tomorrow, probably talking about life and beyond.
Let's talk about
And-
life and Brussels sprouts tomorrow.
We'll be here talking about all sorts of nonsense, I'm sure. You know, hopefully the market's moving, but if it's not, you know, I'm sure we'll kind of gather our thoughts going into the beginning of next year and kind of what to expect into 2022 with the markets. So hope to see you guys here tomorrow, because like I said, F.A.C.E will be the last webinar that we do as a company. We won't be doing the private webinars for the rest of the ForexAnalytix subscribers that we normally do, just because it is New Year's Eve. But we'll see you here tomorrow morning. And so make sure you guys are around. Stelios, Steve, K-Man, hopefully you guys are around. If you're not, you're not. If you are, it might even just be me. So
I will
gonna
be
be here.
tomorrow.
what?
I will be tomorrow.
Okay,
too.
K-Man will be here. Steve will be here. Looks like Stelios already bolted. And so that means he probably won't be here. And Dale, it's up in the air maybe, but
Yeah,
if you...
I'll probably be here.
Cool. I mean, what else are you going to do?
Yeah. I mean,
Right,
this is my
You're
therapy.
going to
Shows
surf
you my
the...
life.
Are you going to go surf the interweb? I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
yeah.
All right.
I
And then
get on
all of
Netscape.
you guys and gals that are listening in right now, we hope to see you tomorrow. Thanks for all the support always. And have a great interview, Dale.
Thanks, Blake. Thank you, team. Mike, welcome back to F.A.C.E. Thanks for stepping up today.
Hey, Dale. Yeah, thank you. Great to be here.
Yeah. Mike, gosh, you write and show analysis and so many different financial FinTwit type of market letters and newsletters. Congratulations on your work being so widely followed.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I try to
So
hit
if
a lot of
so we could follow it. Maybe you'll share your screen with us here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because you know, Mike, you're capping off the year.
All right.
You know, another 200 or so interviews on F.A.C.E this year, and you're capping it off. I think probably pretty close to or over 1,000 interviews since we started this webinar. So Okay, you know what? I'm focused on the dollar too, Mike. So tell me what you're seeing and what you're thinking, perhaps going into the first month or so of trading in 2022.
Yeah. Yeah. So, the dollar's been consolidating around this 96, 97 level for a while. And, typically when you see this consolidation, it's kind of a bullish continuation pattern, but I mean, it's been persisting a little bit longer than, the dollar bulls would like to see, in my opinion. So, I think there could be a little bit of downside risk to this chart right now on the dollar. I think we kind of touched on it before. I mean, it may maybe not be the highest conviction that I've ever seen because, dollar yen looks pretty good and, euro dollar doesn't look very good. But when I just look at this chart of the Dixie, it had its opportunity to break out a couple of weeks ago. And
that was after the Fed, and it was turned back after the double taper.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting in the new year to see what happens. One thing I do take a look at, as a technician, is what's going on with seasonality. Let me see if I can bring that up here.
Are you a Jake Bernstein fan? I mean, he was one of the first guys to talk about seasonality when I got into the business.
No, I just sort of keep an eye on it here and there.
Okay.
Just a minute if I can. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I take a look at this tool on stockcharts.com for seasonality.
Yeah.
And what we tend to see in the currency markets is interesting action in December. In the last 15, 20 years, we tend to see a little bit of buying of the euro, so selling of the dollar. So what we're taking a look at here is the percent of months in which the euro ETF is closed higher than where it opened the month. So December, for example, the average return is 1% on F.A.C.E, and it's up 63% of the time. Now, that's its most bullish month of the year.
Yeah, which is what we're finishing, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
And when we kick off the new year, we tend to see a little bit of weakness there. It's actually among the maybe the weakest pair of months of the year between Jan and Feb, with an average return of 0.6% negative and then 0.3% negative. So seasonality is going to be a bit of a headwind for the euro, and it's going to be a tailwind for the dollar. So, that kind of offsets potentially in what I consider to be not the most bullish US dollar chart. So we'll just have to wait for the price move. Not a lot of conviction either way. And if we take a look at the euro, here it is. It's kind of, at 6-week highs, more or less, but the range is just so narrow over the last several weeks, which is interesting because whenever you see volatility decline like this, it can make the breakout or breakdown all the more important. So I think this will be a very important area to watch into the new year.
I think January will be big. I could share something with you, Mike. I know I'm interviewing you, but can you put it up a monthly?
Yeah, let's do that.
And maybe with candlesticks or a bar?
Yeah. So I'll do a monthly candlestick chart on euro dollar.
All right. See how tight that range is? That's a monthly. The last candle. Look at December.
Look at that.
Look at that. Okay. So it's an inside month, right? Unless something crazy happens tomorrow. So, the most bearish thing it could do is the euro could try and take out this month's highs early next month. Like you're saying, we get that pullback in the dollar, and then your seasonality kicks in for a stronger dollar, and it breaks towards 110, or we just go to 110 or so. My point being, perhaps next month we have a bullish engulfing candle, because sometimes these inside candles, I don't care if they're dailies, weeklies, 15 minutes, lead to reversal candles where you get good direction after a neutral month. What do you think?
Yeah, it's possible. And, looking at this real tight candle, it's also looking to print
Near the high. Are you there? Hello, Mike.
doji. So, yeah, thanks for pointing that out. That is pretty interesting.
Okay, we lost you for a little bit, but you're back.
Okay.
How about risk, Mike? What are you thinking risk into 2022? Does it bother you at all that with the S&P making new highs, that NASDAQ is lagging and Russell isn't even halfway back from that recent decline? When you look at the
let's take a
markets,
look
it's
at
like
that.
there's all these different, you can't just say I'm bullish a market now, you have to be, bullish, at least an index, because they all look a little different, don't they?
Yeah, so that's one of the themes of this year, right? I mean, we had small caps really get off to a rip-roaring start, and then large caps took the helm and haven't looked back. So, Russell 2000 is not far from its range lows. I can pull up a quick chart on the Russell.
Yeah, I heard a good quote, Mike. Dr. Fauci said that value investors don't have to wear a mask anymore because they're dead.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Huh?
Value hasn't done that bad. It's, if you look at some, I mean, you got to do like multi-year returns, but I mean, they haven't been terrible returns. What's been terrible is in investing in like foreign markets, emerging markets.
Oh, yeah.
Those areas. So I always think value gets kind of a bad rap. U.S. value has been doing okay. In fact, U.S. large cap value is actually looking pretty good. It's at all-time highs. I mean, that's not too bad.
Yeah, that's nice. So why is there that sentiment? Because growth has dominated for so long? I've lost you again, Mike. Lost your audio, buddy. Well, that's too bad. So everyone, I think that's probably it. Can't get any flow going with this. I'll have Mike come back.
Yeah, he just kind of just disappears audio wise.
Yeah, waved in and out. So, just in case I do sleep in, I want to wish everyone a happy new year. And I'll probably be up. It's like it's the best part of my day being on F.A.C.E. I love being on F.A.C.E, guys. I want to let you guys know that, working with this team and these guys has been a great adventure that I look forward to it continuing, and we're going to grow like a mushroom next year. So get on board. There's Mike now.
Wait, Mike's back.
Yeah, Mike.
Sorry,
Mike,
guys.
yeah, we're having audio problems. We'll have to try this again because you cut out for about 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But
sounds
go
good.
anyway, because now Blake and I have been talking. Well, I appreciate it. I'll have you back next opportunity. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Thank you, Mike. And
Bet.
Blake, Happy New Year.
No, you'll be here tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's with me? I'm just a sappy old man. Anyway,
See you tomorrow.
See everyone tomorrow, guys. And you could join the team. Morning Edge, you're still doing it today, right?
Yep, we still have Morning Edge. We have the daily roundup. We still have some webinars to go.
Okay. All right. So see everyone tomorrow. Good hunting. Thank you, everyone. I won't cry tomorrow, I promise. All right. See you guys.